Alright, Damn It Sandy fans, we have an awesome video for you today. This is an album by a buddy of mine. You may recognize him from some of our past videos. His name is Matt Bennett. And he's here!
Dun dun dun!
That was the best reveal I've ever done for anything before. Hi, Damn It Sandy viewers, it's me, Matt Bennett.
Welcome
back
back
again for another round of talking about music.
Talking about music, that's all we do. So, you're here today because you released an album.
I did.
A full LP.
Oh, yeah, and it's right in your hands.
It's
right
in my
there.
hands. It's not just like some Bandcamp BS. Like, you actually have
true.
a physical, tangible album. You can get it on vinyl, on CD,
You have to
8-track.
I don't think it's on 8-track. It's
Okay.
not on cassette, but you
Okay.
can actually probably tape it to cassette if you actually
Maybe,
want to.
if you want.
It took me 2.5 years to really,
Oh.
all things said and done, to get this thing done. But yeah, it's called Terminal Cases.
And it's on colored vinyl!
That's right, it's on-
Let's unbox this for you guys because we
Sweet.
know you guys are into that stuff. So let's read the blurb first. So Terminal Cases, the debut album by Matt Bennett, is a concept record about divorce inspired by the films of Robin Williams, featuring the songs Fisher King, Hook Part 1, and Jumanji.
Oh, and isn't it true? It's very true.
It is very true. Let's
Wait,
talk
so
about that in a second.
so-
Let's
okay.
open this first.
Okay,
Let's open
so-
this bad boy.
We can talk about it while opening it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There you go. That's beautiful. Now, what color do you guys? I don't want that. What color do you think this is going to be? This gorgeous kind of like
I don't know.
this like gray, purple, like
Traditional black?
beautiful, like it could be
Tie-dye.
black. Technically, you know, that could be.
That would fit you.
Oh,
So you open it up.
These-
some liner notes. A
we
little
got
Matt Bennett
we got
pick.
a little Matt Bennett pick. What?
It's so pretty!
It's gorgeous, hot pink vinyl.
It's Power Ranger pink.
That is Power Ranger pink. It's Kimberly the Pink Power Ranger
For
pink.
sure.
She was my first celebrity crush.
Me
I
too.
do!
You're too.
I'm
You're
not
too.
even kidding. I swear.
The stuff that I'm working on right now, I have a lot of songs that are about like happy summertime fun because that's what I'm going through right now, but also a lot about murder. So I'm trying to figure out what angle, what
Are you
direction.
going through that too?
Kind of.
Oh, you're talking like the murders in the world.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Okay.
not in my
Not
life.
like your murderous tendencies.
No, not my own murderous tendencies, but I'm thinking about murder, I'm thinking about death, and I'm thinking about mortality a lot.
Okay.
So I don't know if maybe that'll be the next album. So my parents split up
Okay.
about 3 or 4 years ago, right at the same time that my dream job ended. I was
Okay.
working on a Nickelodeon show called Victorious, and we got canceled. And I just had this like a whole stretch of time where nothing was really happening. I was auditioning, I was working here and there, but I didn't feel like there was anything really going on. And I wanted to sum it up somehow. I wanted to just express myself. And I was watching Jumanji one day,
As you do.
and I picked up on this thing where, here is this full-grown man coming back to his childhood home, and there's new people living, there's 2 new kids, and he looks back and he realizes that, his youth has passed him by. He's now an old man. He's out of one jungle and just gone straight into another. And I wrote a song.
The hook for the chorus
Yes.
from Jumanji.
Exactly, for the song. And so I just took it from there, and I wrote the song in an afternoon, and I said, this is easy. I said, this is easy. I could just do an album in a month, and I'll put it out on, Bandcamp or something, and then be on to the next thing. And it took 2.5 years, because then Robin Williams passed away, and I had like 8 of the songs completed. I was like, well, I can't release it now, but then I had writer's block really bad, so I was happy. My friend Josh Bloom, and this was the process. We're going to talk about the process.
Yes.
Back when I was living in New York, I was doing improv at Upright Citizens Brigade, and one of the people in one of my classes was doing it just in his spare time, just for fun. He worked in the music industry, and so he has a small label called Fanatic Records. They're like a little offshoot of EMI, and he signed me. He was like, "You want to do an album?" I said, "Yeah, totally." So we signed a one-off deal, and this was the fruit of that.
Wow.
This is it.
And how do you feel knowing that your, personal feelings and everything, they're out there?
Yeah, the feelings are about 1.5 to 2 years old.
Okay.
So it's interesting. It's cool getting people to, we're talking about it. People are coming up and they express, what was it? Somebody loved Hook Part 2 and said they got it immediately. They loved that song. And people are saying that they love Jumanji and Hook Part 1, which are, which are really personal songs, and Doubtfire, which is, I think, the most personal on the album. Which is interesting. It's cool that, I'm removed enough that I can talk about it without being, shy or upset.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that it's helping people through if they're going through something similar. But yeah, having these feelings out, I am a little bit removed from exactly where I was, but yeah, it's been interesting. This is a really personal one, and it's weird. It does feel weird having people be able to say, like, that song, man, That's intense.
Yeah.
That's intense. I go, yeah.
No, I feel like musicians are the most courageous people because it's like they have their junk all out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And I went straight for a Pinkerton. I didn't even have a blue album. Like,
Yeah,
this is my
okay,
Pinkerton.
I like that. I like
That's
that a
awesome.
lot.
So the other thing with this album is inspired by Robin Williams movies. Every single track is another Robin Williams movie, except for Hook, which is repeated twice. And then there's this album by Lou Reed called Berlin, which is this really, really dark tale that I've loved for a long time. It's a concept album about a family that falls apart and then ends in a suicide, and it's a little bit darker than this one. But I just wanted to make an homage to that after he passed away, and I had Robin Williams pass away. This whole thing is an homage. It's also for my father, but he's alive.
You have a very eclectic taste in music, right?
Thanks. We do both Matts.
I mean, I feel like you do.
If
more
your name is
though.
Matt, you have to.
But no, not to like. How did that? Where did that derive from? Like, how did you get so much into music and all types of it?
It feels very clear in my head, all of the different routes. I mean, you start by pillaging your father's record collection, and then you get into elementary school, middle school, and people are like, Bob Dylan's not cool. Linkin Park is cool.
I remember
and I'm
those
like,
days.
Linkin Park, that's kind of cool. It was kind of aggressive, had a little electronic-y feel to it. And then from there, I met a girl who was into punk rock, or she was into glam and to like glam musicals like Rocky Horror and Hedwig. And so I said, Dad, what's glam rock? And he handed me Lou Reed, and he handed me some David Bowie stuff, and he handed me Little T-Rex, just anything in his, New York Dolls. And then from there, I kept digging through that. I was really into all of that stuff through middle school and high school. And then high school, the internet, became the coolest thing, and you go on blogs, and everyone's like, check out In the Airplane Over the Sea. And I'm like, all right, sure,
That's
I'll
the
do
gateway.
that.
You open up and you're like, what is happening?
Exactly. And then you move out to Los Angeles, and then you start going to shows, and you start making friends who are into stuff. And, suddenly I don't have to wait for, my parents to take me to a concert. I can go and see these shows myself.
Matt says this is a Beatles homage. I think it's an Animorphs homage.
Oh, it does kind of look like
I think it looks like the Animorphs covers where it's kind of like he's morphing from like a guitar player to like a better guitar player instead of like an animal.
It's just the
Oh my
passage
God,
of time,
the
I
books?
guess.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what's Animals?
Yeah.
What made you decide on the cover? Just this. It's a really interesting design.
Yeah,
It's your face is the forefront of it, but it's enhanced by all of this like unique collaging. What is it?
Well, what I had originally gone for, I had my friend Robin von Swank. I'll hold it up so everyone can see. My friend Robin von Swank, who's a very talented photographer. I had this idea where I wanted it to be me in like a big V shape, with half of it is childhood stuff, and then half is like my records and a typewriter and more adult objects. And we couldn't get it to work, so we just kind of threw into a pile. And this is the back cover. And when we were trying to put the album art together, we realized that the cover to Lou Reed's Berlin, which this is directly influenced by, is pretty much just people piled on top of each other. So we kind of took that idea and made it into this beautiful collage. And you can actually, they're like toys that I've had since I was a kid in here.
It's a collage of all the things that make you you.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, this is my guitar case. This is a nutcracker. So yeah, look at the album cover.
It's like I Spy.
This is why it's fun to have vinyl, because
Matt Bennett's I Spy.
Matt Bennett's I Spy. Yeah, see, find Waldo in this, because you get to see it up close when you're looking at stuff on your iTunes or on an iPod or iPhone. It's so tiny. That's why I like records, because they're so big, and you get the details.
You can hug it.
You get the story, man.
Don't hug it too hard, you'll break it.
So yeah, this is pretty cool, and you get liner notes.
What song is your favorite song on this album, and why?
I think Jumanji is the most fun to play so far. I've played a couple of times. I host a live show out here called The Show's Your Show,
It's a
and
great
I've
show.
done.
Check it out.
I've put together a band, and I've had some of the more full band sounds, like Hook Part 1 and what's the one that I'm thinking of? Bicentennial Man. We've been playing those, and it's so fun. I love to be loud. I really want to scream. I want to dance. I go on the treadmill. I go to the gym and I'm on the treadmill, and sometimes I'll put on a track and just imagine I'm like at the drive-in or something, and I'm just jumping off of everything. Like, that's my dream. I so badly want to play live and just be that guy.
You can do that, man.
Jumanji is my favorite right now, because every show that I do, or I was just on my friend Zach Seng's show being interviewed, and I played that, and I just got into it. I feel it.
I want you to give this album a real genre, like if this was on Discogs or Wikipedia, like what the genre would be.
Right.
And then I want you to give it a ridiculous genre based on like
Matt Bennett's
those
style.
new genres that are popping up that don't make any sense, like surf vaporwave.
Right. Is alternative does that fits as a genre, or do I have to be more specific?
I feel like you can give it 2 or 3 descriptors that are real.
Because, while I have been on kids' television before, this is not, a kids' television album. This is...
It's aggressive in the best way.
It's aggressive. So alternative works for it. And if not, may I see the back cover so I can try and sum it up in one word? Oh my god. It's like angstcore almost.
Is that the fake one?
Yeah, that's
the
like...
best.
Well, I'm thinking about all of this and it's all just like...
Angsty.
It's like dad issues and and relationship problems and marriage issues. So, yeah, it's pretty angsty.
Future musical projects.
Yes.
Who would you love to collaborate with who's alive and dead?
My dream collaborator, and I see him around town, I want to work with him so bad, is Adam Schlesinger. If you don't know who Adam Schlesinger is, he's the bassist and the genius behind Fountains of Wayne.
Underrated. I've talked about this in videos before. They're one of the most underrated power pop bands of all time. They are so much more than Stacey's Mom. Go on.
100%. No, and he's got this great mind for pop hooks.
Yeah.
And the songs I'm working on now have more of a poppy feel to it. I'm trying to keep them, some of these songs go over, 3.5, 4 minutes. I'm trying to keep it down to that sweet spot. And I'd love to work with him. I wrote this album thinking that Robin Williams would be able to hear it. I wanted him to. I thought this would be so like a funny gift. Like I did an album. I thought he would get it. Dead people. My favorite. I love George Carlin, but that wouldn't make any sense. He's not a musician.
Well, your last track, Garp, is a spoken word over
awesome
instrumental, so you could potentially get him to do comedy over over like some sweet riffs. That could be interesting.
That's a very interesting idea.
My favorite guys. I would love to meet Paul Simon. I don't really want to meet Lou Reed. I didn't want to. I know.
Okay, I was looking at Paul Simon just died.
It's streaming for free on Spotify. I recommend going and checking it out.
I recommend buying it.
I was going
Purchase
to say
it.
From there, this is a real ragtag group. It was really 3 people who got this whole thing done. Me, Josh, and the producer Jim Greer. I think we did a really cool job. The physical product looks really cool. And it would mean a lot to me if you bought it on vinyl or CD or on iTunes. This is a new thing for me. This is something that I'm excited about, and you guys who are watching this are getting in on the ground floor. You guys are, this is first album, brand spanking new, and it's very exciting, and I'm happy I can share it with you guys. So just listen to it, let me know what you think, and if you feel like buying it and adding it to your collection, I would appreciate it.
And if our words aren't enough, I did happen to see online your friend Ariana Grande did give you a little plug.
She did give me a little plug.
She said it was fire.
Yeah, there you go.
Fuego.
Thank you, Ariana.
I would agree. It is Fuego. This album front to back. It's a great listen.
Yeah, I think that she would like. If you're Ariana Grande, I think you'd maybe like Jumanji.
Jumanji.
I think that's the single. I think that and Hooked Part 1. We have Angelo Moore from Fishbone playing sax on the tracks. Yep.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for coming on the show. Matt Bennett, Terminal Cases. Check it out. Let us know in the comments what you think. Tweet at us. Tweet at him.
Share this video.
And
buy the music.
Thanks. Bye, everyone. It was a pleasure.
I'm Matt.
I'm also Matt.
And I'm Sandy.
And this is Damn It, Sandy!